Captain on the bridge.
Alright, Captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we will be on the Alliance REXY pilot Escort. Yes, Captains, but before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing to the YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains, where we can share our love, our passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now that said, here we go. Captains, yes! You know how we've been excited to get the ship, and we finally have had a chance to build it out, have some pews in it, and definitely say it is just one of the best free ships that they have given out for an event. So in this video, what we're going to do is go over the build, the weapons, space set, console, space stations, traits, and docks, and then take it into a Cure Advance and see how it does. But I can just tell you this right now, Captains, it is an amazing ship, and just visually this thing, and of course you've already seen the videos leading up to this on our opinion how this looked, and it just looks so good. And you know, when we first saw this, this was kind of the angle that we had here. I thought the section here below the saucer here was going to be kind of nothing there, and or just kind of a straight section, but when we finally got it, they kind of put the bug butt there. Sorry, the bug aft? Probably much better. What's better, Captains? Let me know in the comments below. Bug aft or bug butt? Not sure. Maybe that's what I should have called it. But anyways, it's a great. I love the designs here, and it just looks so sleek in my opinion, and they did such a great job with it in all its details, and it flies great. And usually escorts are kind of our play style, and this just suits us pretty well. But with that said, let's go over the build here quickly. Again, we are in the Alliance REXY pilot Escort, and we have named it the AFS Bufiant for Bug Defiant. Get it? Get it? Okay. So, this is what we did here. So the 4 weapons, we went with this, the Wide Arc Phase Dual Heavy Cannons. These are in the LLaP store, and you can get them there, and you can see what we did was just re-roll them to crit DM damage 3. One of my favorite sort of weapon visually. Looks really good, and like I said, it's a wide arc energy damage there to target. There, 3,634 phaser damage, but it is just a really good looking firing, and plus the firing mode looks really good. And you'll see it. It's almost like a beam kind of cone that shoots out here, and it's a great weapon in my opinion. Next up, the overload linked phaser quad cannon. This comes actually from the legendary Inquiry. And again, all we did was crit DM damage times 4. And unfortunately, if you have the original quad cannons from the Defiant, you can't use that and this at the same time. But we decided to use this because this was the new hotness, so we just went with it. But one of the great things about this is that beams overload counts as cannons rapid fire for this weapon, so that has that going on for it. Next up is the Terran Task Force Phaser Dual Heavy Cannons, again from your Terran rep. Great weapon to get for free essentially just by doing your reps. And again, just reroll to crit DM damage 3. And we just use the Advanced Fleet Phaser Dual Heavy Cannons here. Nothing too special. We got this from the fleet a long time ago, and we just slap them on there so we can get our use of them here and there. And it is just reroll to crit DM damage 4. And of course, we're going to be using the Maelstrom Quantum Torpedo, still one of my favorite visually sounding torpedoes, and this comes from the legendary Akira from the bundle there, and it just still hits hard on shot, even on a non-torpedo build, still hits pretty hard. So the space set here, nothing too different. So the Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector from your fleet colony, the prevailing innovated impulse engines from your competition rep, the Elite Fleet Plasma Integrated Warp Core, we got this from the Fleet Spire. The Tilly's Review Pending Modified Shield from your Discovery rep. The aft weapons, we just went with turrets here, so Trilithium Enhanced Phaser Turret. This comes from the featured episode Nexus, and it does give you a chance for some haste, so it's a great weapon there. Free, again free. And just some Advanced Fleet Phaser Turrets, again from your Fleet Starbase. Now, we are going to use its experimental weapon, the inertial polaron shunts. So there it goes. It gives polaron damage faster with ship speed. 7,157.2 polaron damage. It's not built out for polaron, as you can see, captains, but we're using what we have to boost the performance of the ship. And we're just going to use it because it's on the ship. So it is there. Could be great for some other captains who does use polarons. I could probably possibly put this on my gem head R and it'll be fine. Devices. Visually, I don't like it though. I don't like the wavy type polaron, but you'll see it, captains. Devices. Some energy candy there, so 20% bonus energy. Weapon damage for 20 seconds, plus 30 Starship Shield Pen for 20 seconds. Temporal Negotiator to help our cooldowns. And Kobayashi Maru Transponder for its buff goodness. Consoles. We are going to use the Elite Alliance Squadron Beacon. This is what comes with it. Fun console to have. So plus 8% critical severity, plus 10% flight speed. Call Alliance escorts to fight alongside you. On arrival, these ships unleash a volley of destructive fire, dealing 3,185.5 damage times 10 seconds to target foe and nearby foes. So just says it right there. You got a Federation, Romulan, Klingon, and a Gem Head R as the ones that come in to help assist you for 45 seconds. So came with the ship, we're going to use it. Emulating Phaser Lance comes from the Deimos Pilot Destroyer that we got from our event campaign. 15.8% phaser damage and 43.8 Starship Shield Pen. Next up, we have our trusty binaural inversion circuits, which comes from the low-buy store for the flat out plus 26.2% crit severity. And it gives us a little hull too. This ship is an escort, so it doesn't have that much hull, so we need it. And from the low-buy store, so something great to also pick up with your event campaign prize this year, 2024, since they're giving us that as part of everything of the event campaign reward. Domino. This is from the Bajoran Interceptor. We got this from the event, but you can also get this from the Phoenix Prize Pack Epic Tier. And it is a great console, very staple console on most of our energy builds, especially when we're dealing with phasers. So plus 15% phaser damage, plus 20 AC rating. And you can see there, weapon damage plus haste extended by kills for 10 seconds. So 25% fire cycle haste for energy weapons, 25% bonus all damage, 25% recharge speed for bridge officer abilities, plus 100% recharge speed for torpedo weapons. So it's going to help our torpedo there a bit. If you defeat a foe, plus 2 seconds duration to all effects. There you go. We're going to use its little brother, the M6 computer. This comes from the Temporal Escort, which you can buy literally just for like cheap dilithium from your starbase there, the ship store there. And it's a great console. It's like a little brother again there. So plus 15% bonus all damage for 15 seconds, 25% cooldown reduction on tactical officer abilities, 20% fire cycle haste for all weapons for 15 seconds, plus 30 AC and defense for 15 seconds. Great console. Now we're going to go back to this one, maybe just because I like saying it. So the harmonic yield distribution via radial aperture. This comes from the Hydra, and it's going to help us with our pets, with pets being the ones we summon there, from, of course, the Elite Alliance Squadron, but also even the Kobayashi Maru. It's hilarious how this works. What does it do? It gives us plus 30% turn speed, flight speed, and damage for your hangar pets and targetable torpedoes. 20% increased cannon damage. So it helps all around. Great console. And it is a very fun console when you see all of every pet that you have just come to one target and just spew phaser fire at attack. Absolutely hilarious. Next up here, the Point Defense Bombardment Warhead. It comes from any version of the NX. So 25% projectile damage plus 1% critical chance. Very cute. So we have 2 torpedo weapons coming off of this. But we're also pairing it always with the Dynamic Power Redistribution Module. Plus 11.3 all damage resistance rating. Plus 90% damage energy weapon. Of course, bonus damage, resistance, hull regen to sell for 20 seconds plus 40% bonus damage. course, while above 80% hull, plus 100 bonus damage resistance rating, plus 500 hull regen. And of course, the two-piece of this with the warhead bombardments gives us plus 33% phaser damage for directed energy weapon. So it's helping out there too as well, the two-piece. Next up, the shield absorptive frequency generator. This comes from any version of the C-Store Valdur. We got this just off of the legendary Valdur, which is paired up, of course, with the legendary Akira. So we're using 2 consoles from that bundle. But when below 90% on any shield facing, 2.5% chance per shot for all energy weapons to restore shield for 200% outgoing damage. So we are thinking about survivability on this build because it is an escort, as I mentioned. That's why on top of the dynamic power redistribution module, we have this helping us out here. And then I just rounded off with 2 vulnerability locators, phaser from your fleet spire for the plus 39.4% phaser damage, plus 2% critical chance. And we're just going to save this quickly here because we don't want any accidents. So stat-wise, this gives us critical chance still at 40%, 40.6%. And our crit severity is 186.3%. But keep in mind, captains, our Pendevers is ranked to 600. We could go to, of course, the 750, but I choose to just stay here just to kind of, we were doing fine before, we're doing fine now. And I'm not much of a min-maxer anyways, so just to show that you can still do pretty okay. And yes, this ship is not T6X or X2. So I'm working with what we have right straight out of the box to show that you don't need to. Of course, it's nice to do so, to have the option to have more consoles, of course, but our point is just kind of show what you can do without all that stuff. And also keep in mind, only for fun. Skill wise, haven't changed it, will not change it. This is what we have here. So we have 8 spent in engineering, 10 spent in sci, and 28 spent in tac. Specializations, we have our intel primary and temporal secondary. Traits is what we got going on. We have superior cannon training. Oops, sorry, a good day to die. Superior cannon training. Adaptive offense. Fragment of AI tech. Unconventional systems. Intelligence agent attaché. Self-modulating fire. Terran targeting systems. Inspirational leader. And the Boimler effect. Starship traits, we only had 5 to work with, so this is what we did. Emergency weapon cycle. Withering barrage, which again, as of the making of this video, the Klingon recruitment event is going on. So this you can get essentially for free, one of the best traits you can get, especially for your cannon build, as it extends the duration cannon scatter volley by 4 seconds. And not only can you get it for one character, but it is account unlock when you get that prize ship from the Klingon recruitment event. As long as you do that mission and the objective to get that ship. Very, very, very good trait. Overpowered and overgunned. The ruin of our enemies. And universal designs. Space rep is what we got going on. Advanced targeting systems. Enhanced shield penetration, precision, magnified firepower, Tyler's duality, and of course our active space reps, anti-time entanglement singularity, biomolecular shield generator, quantum singularity manipulation, refracting tetron cascade, and we want to drag a meteor behind us, so tethered non-baryonic asteroid. Stations, left to right, top to bottom. So tractor beam, scramble sensors, photonic shockwave, chemocyte lace weaponry, distributed targeting, attack pattern beta 2, and cannon scatter volley 3, our main damage dealer. Torpedo spread, and narrow sensor bands. Emergency power to engines, emit unstable warp bubble, emergency power to weapons 3, and science team. So there is that. And because we're using pressure, when we use Sci team, we get to use a high yield one. That's why we like having Dr. Bev Crusher on the bridge here. Now to our dopes. We go to our dopes. We have the 2 on ground helping us in space. So Neil Falconer, increased damage versus the Berg, very helpful. It says ground, but this helps in space. Elder Milikatan, increased damage versus all. And for our space ones, we got the Emergency Con holographic officer here. It recharges evasive maneuvers when emergency powered engines is activated. Agent Neural, again, thinking about a little bit more survivability with this build. Attack pattern beta restores hull when firing. Now this comes from the Delta pack. Bought it years ago, and I wouldn't necessarily buy that pack for this, but it does actually help here and there, especially when run escorts. But again, I had this for a long time, but again, trying to think about having this survive a little bit more, especially when we use beta. Then 3 energy weapons officer, with 2 of them giving us a chance to buff crit severity when firing energy weapons, with 1 a chance to buff crit chance. And Dlyrene, increased damage versus Zeberg. And there is the build. And again, captains, this is just an amazing looking ship, and it's hard to just not keep looking at it. I don't know how many shelfies I've been taking. Even during the intro when I was turning the ship like this, I was taking shelfies. Probably the same angles, but I can't help it. It is looking really good. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead into a cure.
Command codes verified.
And look at that. Captain Tony, you are special. You got a shout out in this video for subscribing here to the YouTube Bridge. And that is actually the notification we get when you subscribe here. So you know what? We're leaving that in here because I want to show you, captains, especially if you're new here, that is the notification we get when someone joins us here on the bridge. So thank you, Captain Tony. Appreciate that. So go to your advance. So what we're going to do is go to the left docking station, clear that out as best as possible, race over to the right side, clearing all of the bops heading towards the Kang because we got to protect the Kang. Take out the right side, and then take out the middle and finish off the TFO. So let's go cure advance, and let's go.
Engage.
And yes, Picard's here because why not? It's an Alliance ship. Perfect, let's go. Let's do this. It has been such a fun ship to fly, Caps. Okay, let's head out here. The left side first. Call them. We'll call our Alliance squadron when we're a lot closer there. Over here. There they are. Takes care of those. We'll go back here if we have to. Take care of these. We'll race over here, use our pilot maneuvers to get close to here. Here. Doing very good here. So there's that experimental weapon. Not my most favorite visual. Clear out these guys. There's one straggler over here. We'll take care of that. Alright. And now clear. Oh, there's a sphere here. Take care of that, shall we? Ooh, this thing is a beast. Use our Alliance again to help us out. Use Hydra console. Everyone come here and just phaser everywhere. Ah! It's so good. So good. I think that's a great console to use if you have a pet build going on. in our opinion. Head over here, take care of the Negvars, heading over to the Kang. We still have our escort ships helping us. Let's go take care of this. Last dock station here. Ooh! And there goes the quantum maelstrom torpedoes. Love that. That goes just like that. Again, that withering barrage extending cannon scatter volley is such a great trait. Gaps. I think that's everything. All right, let's tell the Kang to get out of here. So it can stop getting in our way. I mean, so we can go to a safe place. And then finish off this TFO. Call it Squadron again. Oof. Aperture, phaser fire, boom! That worked out so well. That worked out beautifully. All right, that was awesome. That was the power of that Hydra console. Absolutely insane. We had all of our pets out, our wingmen, our our Alliance Squad. That was awesome. Okay, let's go over here quickly for our Shelfies captains. If you don't know what that is, of course, that is our ship Selfies. Now, one of the things visually I don't like about the ship is the wingmen and that alpha and beta sort of thing they got going above there. Other than that, it's still a cool concept that we have them, but we can sort of manipulate this a little bit to show that they're on screen, but also have them there in the background and take a Shelfie like that. Or just take them out of the shot completely. No, it's fine. That's the only sort of visually thing I kind of don't like about it. This whole wingman mechanic in general, I wish there's a way that we can turn that off, but okay, let's get out of here. Show off the parts of what we did with the ship as well. And again, not T6X, it performed quite admirably. And as you can see, does the solo advance, pure advance just fine. So let's put this on screen here quickly, my caps, to show you. So in an ISC that we did, this thing got 333 over the past week or two. I think the highest I've gotten is almost to 400, so pretty consistent in the way it performs. But again, the actual sort of performance of this ship or any ship will depend on the group that you're with, the team configuration. But regardless, that was when we were doing our nightly pew-pews with our fellow captains. And again, it's just been doing really well. And it's just a beautiful ship. Now, I know captains, as the recording of this video, the event to get this ship, the anniversary event, is over. But know that this ship will come to the Mud Store sometime in the near future. That begs to ask the question of the Alliance pack that is in the Mud Store. Will this be added to that? I don't know. I feel like this probably is going to be a solo release. If so, is it worth picking up? If you love the whole Alliance theme, I think so. But please pick it up at the deepest discount you can. There's the 50%, but there's also sometimes here and there a 75%. Try to hold out for that, but it is a great fun ship and probably the best design of all of the Alliance ships. And hopefully to those captains who actually did get it, let me know in the comments below how you feel about it. But regardless, it is a great fun ship, and we're glad to share this bridge here on the bridge with you captains. There's the fun that we have here. Again, the key word is we're just here to have fun. So that is the build, captains. That is how it did. Do us a huge favor, hit that like button, but also comment below. Let us know what you think of the ship design-wise and performance-wise, how it's been doing for you. And of course, subscribe here to the user bridge like Captain Tony did. Shout out to you again. And you will get that notification whenever we're here on the bridge. And with that said, we'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.